to be patentable, it needs to have novelty of non-obviousness in industrial application. And these are three requirements for getting a patent.
If I copy an idea is patented here, somebody copies in US, so I file a complaint case against him in this court, or
if the idea is an Indian idea, if you are an Indian inventor, you've got an idea here, and if you don't have protection in the US, you cannot enforce it unless it's a copyright, like a logo, a literary art. Right? Then things are different. But as a pure idea, you can't.
But Indian code will not have jurisdiction.
And Indian code.
Can you copyright code, programming code in India?
Sorry?
Programming code. Can you copyright that in India?
Software.
Algorithm is the whole code.
As per Indian law, softwares per se are not patentable. However, you say, okay, I'll take it forward. Software per se is not patentable, but the idea behind the software you can get patented, right? So what do? What does Windows do? What does Microsoft do when it needs to protect Windows? You say, okay, I've developed this idea in a particular way. It looks or shows itself in a particular way. So this is how it should be. This is what it is. So that's a copyright. That's a literary piece of art kind of a thing. Something that you created. So a picture, the way it appears, a website, all these are copyrights, subject to copyrights, unless they have a novel idea behind the way it comes.
So normally if I have a copyright, if I don't have a copyright, I have a website. And how can I protect somebody to copy the design of that site? Do I have to, file a certain document with the government or get an approval for that or something? Or it's my own?
Strictly speaking, you do not. If you do, that's a prima facie proof that you have applied for or that you have created it. Right? Strictly speaking, you do not. Strictly speaking, what you need to just do is write that there's a C mark, right? Copyright mark.
Yeah.
Say copyright is. Make sure that it is your own, right? Because if you take out somebody else's picture on the internet, put it on your website, it could be subject to that person's copyright.
So does that C mark is enough for a website to have that copyright?
It's not strictly speaking enough, because you've got to still prove that if somebody is infringing it, you've got to still prove it that it was your original production, you put it on a date, and this is what it was done. If you apply for a copyright in the copyright board, before the copyright board in the copyright office, then you all have a prima facie proof, okay, that I applied for it, it is my own creation, and then you can at least issue notices, etc. A lot of times for copyright issues, issuing notices, a legal notice or something is generally enough in cases.
In one application you can get the entire contents of your website copyright. There's no problem with that. You just need to give it the entire contents in one CD and the hard copies, and one application is more than sufficient to get your entire website copied.
And what if we have a shop where we are selling products? Different products are being added every month.
So you have to get that.
For every product we need that.
I hope he's been able to address 99.9% of your personal queries. In case there are some left, please feel free to come up to either of them and get them
out.
out.
Because I'm getting right answers now.
No, very good. And that's the whole idea of this. I'm so glad this is a major task when Shivneet asked me to sort of be a moderator for a session after lunch. The biggest problem you have is everybody's had a good lunch, air conditioning, and they're yawning off to glory. So I'm personally thankful to all of you that you've not done any of that.
We're all scared.
No, frankly, yes.
To an extent, we are happy that you found it.
So I would just like to now finally close this by thanking my co-panelists whose contribution I think has been quite useful and it's definitely thrown some light on this path which is less walked on and would have been useful. In any case, if you have anything else, I'm sure you can follow this up at tea after the session gets over. Once again, thank you very much, and it was very nice interacting with all of you, and I hope it's been useful. Thank you.
Thank you, Jitin. And you did not let me sleep. That's the good part, I think.